Welcome to the Fifth Down. I'm Travis Kozak.
And I'm Jeff Schaefer. The 2012 season has been a roller coaster ride for Johannesburg-Lewiston. The Cards dropped 2 of their first 3 before rattling off 4 straight victories.
That's right. So with Joburg welcoming Gaylord St. Mary to town tonight, not only was the Cards' win streak on the line, but also a spot in the playoffs. Joburg looking to make the postseason for the 2nd straight season, and the Cards getting things started with a bang. Just over 2 minutes in, Snowbirds forced to punt. And while Dylan Kibbe knows just what to do with that, he gets fancy with the footwork, makes some moves, and then turns on the Jets. He takes it all the way to the house. He'll get there.
Didn't let that 5th down player of the week from last week go to his head. He's still performing on the field this week.
Still performing, and that puts him up 8. Later in the first, the Cards offense getting a chance to do some damage. Mitch Hardy finds the hole for a nice gain. And then a few plays later, Alex Payne finishing things off. He pounds it in for 6, and the Cards go up 14-0. So a lot of offense, but don't forget about the defense because those boys can play too. Dylan Helms has got hops. He skies for the pass deflection. Now we're going back to the offense. The O making plays again. Mitch Hardy a little too fast for the camera guy and the defense, but he dives in for the score. That put Joburg on top by 20, and they would keep pounding it on, taking this one 56-6, and more importantly, securing their spot in the postseason.
Well, it was a battle of the Huron Shores versus the North Star down in Tawas with the Braves hosting AuGres-Sims. Wolverines looking sharp with those pink socks, both sides though, wearing those pink socks this October. As a lot of local teams are, and here, Ryan Caulfield making them look even flashier, covering a lot of ground for the Wolverines, getting deep into Tawas territory. But the Braves D came out big and stopped that AuGres threat. We jump ahead now to the second quarter. The AuGres defense stepping up. Justin Karevik's pass tipped at the line and then picked off. So the Wolverines take over with some pretty good field position. And then what you may not expect from the AuGres offense, they go to the air. Tyler Schutte hooks up with Caulfield on the far side. Wolverines moving deep into Tawas territory, but defense reigns supreme again as on 4th down. Schutte looking for Caulfield once more in the end zone, but he can't haul it in, so the Tawas D steps up again, and the Braves take over. We jump ahead to late in the first half now. The Braves chew up some yardage of their own. Krunevik hits Daniel Howell for a big gain, so it looks like Tawas is in business, but this drive ends when Brent Schweiderson comes up with a big pick. Tough day for both offenses in Tawas. Eventually, though, somebody did score. The visitors, AuGres, wins a close one, 8-0. The Wolverines now just 1 win away from a spot in the playoffs.
Plenty more scores to report from around the area tonight. Atlanta continues to light up the scoreboard with that explosive spread offense, taking down Mayville 48-28. And the boys from Mayo won up the Huskies, dropping 64 on Hale tonight to down the Eagles 64-14.
Now the Tigers from Alpena secured their playoff spot last week, but continued their strong play tonight with Nathan Pettis rushing all over Saginaw Buena Vista, racking up 232 yards and 4 scores in the big win. And Whittemore Prescott will join Alpena in the postseason. The Cards punching their ticket to the playoffs tonight with a 36-20 win over Standish.
In Rogers City, the Hurons can't get past the visitors from Inland Lakes. They fall 32-13. And the Cardinals from Onaway still needing just 1 win to secure a playoff spot, but they didn't get it tonight. They fall to Central Lake 45-14. Earlier, you saw the North Star League emerge victorious over the Huron Shores Conference in Tawas.
That's right, and the leagues also did battle, a bit farther north on 23, up in Oscoda, the Owls. Plenty to cheer about early in this one. They're up on Hillman 22-8 when we pick things up in the third quarter. But the Tigers driving. Tyler Jones drops back and finds Dylan Ross just shy of the goal line. But don't worry, Tigers fans, because a little bit later, Jones does it by himself, finding pay dirt on the keeper. Hillman cuts it to a 1-score game. And later in the quarter, the Tigers looking for more, but on 4th down, the Owl defense steps up and shuts the door. So Oscoda takes over with pretty solid field position in the Owls. Let me get some insurance on the scoreboard. Donovan Fauché takes the pitch and chews up some green on the ground. Oscoda closing in on the end zone, but Hillman's defense steps up in a big way as on the first play of the 4th quarter, they stop the Owls on 4th down, and this stop turned out to be huge because the Tigers make a big late game push and go on to win this one. Hillman escapes Owl Country with a 30-22 win.
Big win right there for the Tigers. Now Posen back home tonight, looking to make it 2 wins in a row against Brimley. In the first, Brimley driving in the red zone, but John Zaborny strips Shane Bone and gives the Vikings the ball. And Posen wastes no time making Brimley pay. Brandon Dietz on the QB keeper. He makes some moves, throws the fierce stiff arm and takes off for the 80-yard score. Potatoes in football, that's what Posen does. And the Vikings take the lead 28-0. We head to the second quarter now, and Posen up just 2, and they go to their horse. Nick Hinska muscles his way for the first down, and then later in the drive, who else but Nick Hinska yet again? He finishes what he started. He gets the corner and scampers into the end zone, and that puts Posen up 22-14. The lead would be short-lived, however, on the ensuing kickoff. Number 35 for the Bays fields it. I would tell you his name, but he's so fast the people who do the programs couldn't even stop him to get his name. He shows off the speed here, returning the kickoff for the touchdown. This one would turn into a shootout, but Brimley overcomes the early deficit and takes down Posen 56-48. Now in Alpena at Wildcats Stadium, the Wildcats hosting Petoskey. The Wildcats trailed 14-7 at the half. We pick it up in the third. They're down 21-7. And Petoskey driving in Alpena territory. Kurt Boucher gets to the outside for a nice gain. And Petoskey's in business, but a few plays later, the threat is neutralized. Quinn Emile throws one to the end zone, but the Wildcats tip it, and Cade MacArthur picks it, and then it's nothing but green grass for MacArthur. He takes it up the sideline, and now the Wildcats are the ones that are in business. And on the ensuing drive, Alpena starts moving the ball quite nicely. Brady Marweed finds Chandler Bloom, who rumbles his way for a first down. Big kid.
Yeah, and those two have some chemistry. They've been hooking up a lot this season through the air, Marweed and Bloom.
Absolutely, but later that chemistry fades. Marweed goes for the end zone, but he can't connect with Jacob Klein on the fourth down, so Petoskey gets the ball back, and once again, they find the end zone. They add to their lead. Keegan Shoneth pounds in for 6, and the Wildcats hung in early, but Petoskey proved to be too much to handle. They leave Alpena with the win 28-7.